We're getting you more breaking news coming in from the Congress party. Sources have indicated that 3 days' notice is needed to be given to MLAs for an assembly session to be called. Chief Minister Gehlot is preparing for this. The Chief Minister is confident that some from the pilot camp will defect or will come back to the fold of Ashok Gehlot. Pallavi is joining us on the broadcast, getting us more details on that story. Pallavi, while a very crucial order from the Rajasthan High Court is awaited today, Ashok Gehlot wants to be prepared for the next possible step to prove the numbers on the floor of the House.
Yes, that's right. And that's going to be a political move, even as we are waiting for the legal hearing to begin. In fact, my colleague Utkarsh Anand is already getting us those details that the hearing has begun. The fact is that what they're going to do is that they're required to give a 3 days notice. They're hoping that the assembly session will be called. It could be on any matter of a bill or a floor test. They're going to wait and see whether the dissident MLAs turn up. If they don't turn up, there's going to be another fit case against them. But in the meanwhile, Gehlot camp is doing its backroom work and negotiations, and they're very confident that none of the dissident MLAs would want to go in for fresh elections. So they're hoping to break the ranks.
All right, they're hoping to break the ranks or come back to the Gehlot fold or come back to the Congress party as the numbers would be proved. Pallavi, it would be pertinent at this point to, perhaps give us a sense of how the numbers stand right now. Ashok Gehlot time and again has said that he's very confident that he can prove the numbers on the floor of the House.
Yes, 107 is the number which he's given to the governor because they are independent MLAs, 2 MLAs from the Bharatiya Tribal Party who did a U-turn. And so therefore, as of now in the floor of the House, 107 is a very, very comfortable number for Gehlot. But also, the Sachin camp is breathing down their back. Now, the BJP doesn't want a floor test, Anusha. So that's one matter which is going to be settled for them. But yes, I don't think Gehlot wants to take chances. He doesn't want a last-minute surprise to be sprung on him. Which is why I'm saying those backroom negotiations are still on. They're trying to break some of the dissident MLAs who are with Sachin Pilot. So if that session is called, the need to do a whip is going to be issued. Then at least they're hoping for more crossovers.
They're hoping for more crossovers, and the latest update that Utkarsh is getting us that Centre wants to be impleaded as a party in this matter for about 15 minutes. The judges have gone back to the chambers. There is no order as of yet. We'll keep updating you as and when the details coming out. But yes, those are the details which are coming in from the Rajasthan High Court. Pallavi continues to be with us on the broadcast. And Pallavi, while Ashok Gehlot is very confident, before I go to Pallavi, I'm told that Utkarsh is with us on the broadcast. Utkarsh, over to you. Take us through what you're hearing, the latest from the Rajasthan High Court.
Yeah, well, see, the judges sat for very briefly at around 10:30, and this bench wanted to know about the impleadment application moved by the central government. Moved on for including the central government as a party by the petitioners in the case, Prithviraj Meena. Now, since the petitioners, the Sachin Pilot camp, it has also questioned the constitutional validity of Clause 21A of the anti-defection law. Central government became a necessary party. Therefore, an application was moved around 5-6 days back to include them as a party. That application was taken up by the bench today. This bench is headed by the Chief Justice Indrajit Mohanty. It asked all the parties whether any party has an objection to including even if India as a party in this case as a necessary party. And Devdutt Kamath, appearing on behalf of the Speaker, the senior advocate, he said there are no objections. Mr. Mukul Rohatgi was also appearing on behalf of the Sachin Pilot camp. Nobody raised any objection that the impleadment application was allowed. Now, judges have retired to their chambers for 15 minutes. So it is very possible that after 15 minutes from now, we can get a judgment on the issues that has been delved into by the High Court, including the aspect whether this petition by the Sachin Pilot camp, it was maintainable or not. Whether they could have approached the High Court at this stage even before the Speaker could decide. The other questions before the High Court is whether the disqualification notices, whether there was an application of mine by the Speaker or not. Can Malafide be proved on behalf of the Speaker? All those aspects will be dealt with by the High Court once the judges are back in the courtroom to deliver that order.
Utkarsh, also put it into perspective. What does it mean? Any High Court order is challengeable at the Supreme Court. But when the Supreme Court yesterday at the hearing said that the High Court order which is expected today would be subject to our further orders, where does that really place the legal situation of this entire matter?
No, you very succinctly started by saying that every order is challengeable before the Supreme Court. That's the sum and substance of it. Whichever way the High Court was going to decide this matter, it was necessary. It was a given that either of the party or perhaps both the parties, aggrieved by some of the aspects of judgment, would come to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court yesterday, if you look at the real outcome of the Supreme Court judgment yesterday, in my understanding, it's a setback for Congress because Congress and the Speaker had come here with 2 or 3 folds. Prayers, one that restrained the High Court from delivering the judgment. That prayer was shot down by the Supreme Court. Other prayer was that the injunction issued by the High Court against me to not act, that should be stayed. That also was not granted by the Supreme Court. Apart from that, now the High Court has been given a tacit go-ahead by the Supreme Court to deal with all the issues. Supreme Court also pointed out the decent issue, the questions of democratic value inside a party. All those issues are now completely open for the High Court to be decided. And whichever way the High Court decides, if it's going to be against the Speaker, this will have to be challenged by way of separate substantial petition here.
Thank you, Utkarsh, for putting the details into perspective. As we pointed out, that the Rajasthan High Court is